Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. And unfortunately this one is about more delays. And I say delays specifically because there are multiple delays. You'll notice I'm on the audiobook page here for the two Kyoshi books, and it's because both of them have actually been delayed. So, The Rise of Kyoshi obviously was previously delayed. It was originally scheduled to come out May 5th, 2020, then it was delayed until May 19th, 2020. Now it's been delayed until the 21st of July, 2020, which is oddly the same date as was the original date, as you can see here, for the Shadow of Kyoshi audiobook, and it's also the same day as the book release of the Shadow of Kyoshi, like the initial release of that content. Then if we go over to Blackstone Library, we can see here on the page October 20th, 2020 is when they're putting this out, apparently. Now, if we look on Amazon, we can see that the Rise of Kyoshi audio CD has changed date to match Audible. And I did just recently get an email about the delay, so it's not just a sudden thing that happened, it seems to be an official delay. And this changing, I think, confirms that. I haven't seen anywhere else confirm this, in that, you know, why hasn't this changed to match Blackstone Publishing, their website, but I assume it will. I don't see any way they release the Rise of Kyoshi, the Shadow of Kyoshi book and audiobook all on the same day. So I guess that's what's happening. Now, the thing here is that I'm somewhat understanding of the Shadow of Kyoshi delay, in that probably more than likely that has been affected by the virus, just the production on that book of just getting, I suppose, Nancy Wu in to do it, and that's probably been impacted quite heavily by that, given that I assume that that book was only it's only maybe recently been completed and stuff like that. You can get it there. The production likely still has work to be done. It's weird on The Rise of Kyoshi because we have the clip, and we've heard it before.
The iceberg. Kyoshi's nightmare smelled like wet
I covered
bison.
this in a previous video.
It was raining,
of course, but,
and
it's there, and I think the fact that the clip is from Chapter 8 of the book highlights that it's not just partially done, it is done in full. And especially with what they said about, with the Rise of Kyoshi, the first delay, why hours before release it was delayed was something to do with the cover and getting approval for it. And you'll note there's still no cover. What's happened? What's happened here? They said that more than likely it wouldn't even take until the 19th for the book to be released, that they should just be able to get the approval in, and whenever it happens they launch the book, basically. And obviously it's the 15th today. I assume that because they're probably not going to do much over the weekend, they're probably not going to delay it again the day before release, so if anything's going to happen, it probably would be today. If not today, then it would be released on the 19th, and probably the worst case scenario happened and it's been delayed by more than 2 months, and again, no explanation given as far as I've seen so far. So don't know what's going on there. And it's a bad look. It's a really bad look for this company, and this is like Avatar fans' first experience, a lot of our first experience with Blackstone Publishing, and seeing how seemingly disastrous and kind of comical the release has been, like that hours before release is delayed because of something with the cover, and then the date you say it will for sure be out on, you delay it just a few days before that, and now this is delayed to the same day as like the launch date of like one of the other books, but then that gets a delay on its audiobook, and it's like, what are you doing? I don't get it at all. It is a tragic day indeed. Indeed. Love that clip. Using the soundboard here a little bit. It's just a mess. Like, I had to wait a little bit before recording this one, because when I first saw this, I was super annoyed. I was ready to just go in and just record a big rant video about this, but then I just stopped. No, I'll just post it on Twitter first and see what happens. And then I just look around, and that's when I found out about the Shadow of Kyoshi delay. And instead of getting more annoyed, I was just like, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Everything in Avatar gets delayed. That's just the way it is. There's always some sort of a problem. Diamond Select not giving proper information about the action figures in the build-up to release. Those type of things. It's always something like that. I don't think this has quite reached, peak comical delay levels of like The Lost Adventures, where that is just like an absolute unmitigated disaster of a release from start to finish, in terms of just like the quality of the book, not that great. All the delays, unnecessary delays, unexplained delays, and that's definitely the peak of the delays. This one is getting up there for sure. There's a whole story like behind this, of course. I'd love to know what exactly is holding this up. And the problem with this is that, why should we trust this date now? And that's the thing. That's the big thing in all of this. And I just let people know basically on this of like, if you have subscribed to Audible to get Rise of Kyoshi, make sure you cancel your Audible before you're kind of charged for the next month. Unless you're really into audiobooks, like please make sure you do that, because obviously at this point, if you wait long enough for this book, you'll be rolling over like again into like 2 or 3 months, and obviously you'll be charged each month for it. So make sure you keep track of that for sure. Obviously maybe you want 1 extra credit so you can get the Shadow of Kyoshi when it comes out, but definitely keep an eye on your Audible if you have subscribed to get the Rise of Kyoshi one. Yeah, I really don't think there's too much else to say. Like, there's no information right now out there about why this has happened or anything like that. The only thing I can speculate about why it's maybe been delayed so much is what I was talking about in my previous video on the delay, that being that there is a CD version of this. So this cover thing is not just as simple as they update the website to include the new cover and that's it. There is a physical thing that has to be released and shipped out to anywhere that's going to ship it out to customers. And it is going to have the cover featured in that product. And if they didn't have approval for it, did they even have it printed in the first place? Maybe that's what this is. Maybe they have approval and they're like, okay, it's going to take this long to get it printed, this long to have everything like put together with all the discs and so on, this long to ship it. This is the date that we can hit. That's the only thing that fits together nicely in my mind, unless this is just some like silly marketing decision that they've decided that actually let's just move the date to this day so that it's something Rise of Kyoshi on the same day as the Shadow of Kyoshi book launches, which I guess works because of course Blackstone Publishing would have to be working with Abrams books to some degree. But again, I don't really know the specifics on that. Either way, it's really weird. I'm just, as I said, messing around with the soundboard here. Obviously, I had the clip.
Bales of cargo wrapped in burlap splashed in the mud around her.
I'm still excited for the audiobook. I still want to listen to it, of course. But, it's been so... It's getting delayed so much. And I was planning a lot of content as well. Because I think with the audiobook I'd be able to listen to the book and read the book so much more effectively this way. So this is, in terms of my channel, it is actually affecting some of the stuff that I have planned, just because it is a lot of time to devote to having to reread the book a bunch of times to prepare for content on Rise of Kyoshi. So this would have been a pretty important thing for me. So it's not just like, oh, I'd like to read the book again, but I already have the book. No, the format change is actually quite important here for me, at least. But what else have we got here? Some of these clips I have prepared. I got the Notebook
Who's gonna fight for friends and freedom? Not talk. He's the biggest, baddest, stunningest man I know.
Pretty good.
Who protects the icy tundra? Not talk. Battling northeast up there in the snow. When Unalaq starts trouble, he'll punch him in the mouth. He's not talk, the hero of the South.
I think we need someone like that to help with these delays. Jeez. What do we got here? Oh, we'll never give up waiting for the book, of course.
We will be together for all of your lifetimes. And we will never give up.
A little dramatic, but it fits. I will be the bridge between the fandom and the bad information.
The spirits must stop fighting with humans and return to their home in the spirit world. I will teach men to respect the spirits so that balance will be maintained.
I'll teach the fandom about the delays.
I will be the bridge between our two worlds.
Yeah, definitely. And then my channel and the delays.
We are bonded forever.
Feels that way. That one's very, very fitting. What else have we got here? Core's Book 2 speech. You know, bring balance. Like to listen to a little bit of that.
I've realized that even though we should learn from those who came
Blackstone Publishing obviously didn't learn from Dark Horse about these delays.
before us, we must also forge our own
They're
path.
certainly doing that.
So that is why I've decided to keep the portals open.
That's why I've decided to delay the other book.
Humans can now physically enter the spirit world, and spirits will be free to roam our world. I will no longer be the bridge. Humans and spirits must learn to live together. My mission will always be to use Rava's light spirit to guide the world toward peace and balance. Harmonic convergence.
That's what it feels like. It'll always be my mission to inform everyone about these delays, because that seems like all the news that comes out these days. But let's just finish this one up.
Convergence has caused a shift in the planet's energy. I can feel it. Things will never be the same again. We are entering a new age.
It feels like we're in the same age, just delays, delays, delays.
It is a tragic day indeed.
Always. And yeah, I suppose we'll just finish up with this.
Metal bender cops are dropping like bumbleflies. There appear to be masked members of the audience wielding strange devices on their hands. One of them is in the booth with me right now, folks. He is leveling one of those glove devices at me now, and I believe he is about to electrocute me.
It's the PR staff of Blackstone Publishing coming for me.